You're now listening to the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Garage family, Garage Guys, Dale is back. Excited to have Dale Tanhardt back. Hey, Dale.
Feels good to be back. It's been a minute.
Do you feel good? That's the question.
I feel fantastic. I feel awesome.
I'm glad. We miss you. Welcome to 2022. It's the first episode of Garage Guys NASCAR podcast in 2022, where we are currently in the top 30 in fantasy sports in Australia. You didn't know that, but I just found that out yesterday. So Australia, they're not letting anybody into the country except for Garage Guys. On top of the charts, baby. That's us. We're there. Shout out to them kangaroos.
Australia is an awesome country. So that's, well, COVID stuff is debatable, but that's really cool. I did not know that until he just said that on the air right now. So, yeah, big shout out to Australia for listening to the Garage Guys.
Thanks,
Australia. I don't know why, but I appreciate the hell out of that.
I do too. I was doing a lot of like looking, like obviously everybody that's listening knows we're getting ready for 2022, which will be the biggest year in NASCAR of the 2020s. Confirmed. That's a pretty fair take, I would say. I would say the most pivotal, maybe not the best, but certainly the most pivotal with everything that's transpired in the off season. Absolutely. I'll back that. I'll go with that. We're going to make it the best, though. We're going to find a way to make it the best. In Garage Guys history, we're coming off of a big 2021, and just huge shout out and thank you, as I had said on the last show that we did, to everybody that made 2021 special. It is now 2022, so a pre-thank you to everybody that made us blow up to the moon this year. So we'll go back at the end of this year and just play this one over again. But no, JK, we have a lot to talk about and dig into in this episode. We're getting ready to get work kind of ramp back up. Got word that we are going to be in Daytona next week. Super Speedway testing will be going on. And I'm excited to see what the next gen car does out there. They're opening it up to the public on Tuesday, January 11th. So if you're in the Daytona area, or you're in Florida and you have nothing going on a Tuesday, which you shouldn't because it's fucking Tuesday, you should come to Daytona and come see us because we'll be there. And so that's going to be fun. And just, I don't know, something about Florida in January. It's like you may need a jacket, you might not, but it won't be as humid as the heart of America.
No, not even close. But actually right now, we're at our coldest that we've been in a long time through the entire winter season. The way it works in Mississippi, and I think Florida is kind of close to this. I expect it to be cold, but I haven't looked at any temperature yet. December is like fucking hot as shit in Mississippi. Like it's like brutal. I'm sure Louisiana is like that because Louisiana, in my opinion, the weather is like worse when it comes to the heat in Louisiana than Mississippi.
We're kind of in the same area though. We're like there's like a circle. We'll just call
we're within like 2 hours of each other. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, but this past like 3 to 5 days has been the coldest in at least where I live in a long time. Like yesterday, it was like 33 degrees, like in the morning. And it's been like that today too, like freaking freezing cold. That's freezing cold for us. I know there's probably a lot of people watching from northern places, northeast, even probably on the west coast gets a little bit colder than what we're dealing with right here. So I expect Florida to be like that. And I love that cold weather. A lot of people disagree with me, but when you deal with the summer heat that we deal with in Mississippi and Louisiana, you appreciate the cold way more when it comes around, which is very seldomly.
Right. But like our kind of cold, like you don't want to go full penis shrivel cold. Like you want to go kind of like, just a kind of a chilling cold. Like you walk outside and you're like, oh, it's cold. Like that's kind of how it's been the past few days. But then like there's just some people, I don't know how they live in like the tundras of like -3 degrees. Like how do you do that? I've been around
we're talking below 15 degrees, then we have a problem.
Mhm.
Like I think like 25 to 30 degree weather down here is pretty nice. I like that.
Yeah.
It is pretty dick shriveling though, but I don't mind that.
We
I
have a
don't mind
humid
that.
cold. We have a very humid cold, I'll say.
Somebody, I don't even want to get into this. Somebody had like a good analogy that I was talking to about like our cold compared to like Chicago cold. I can't remember what it was. I shouldn't have even brought it up if I didn't know. But yeah, and I see what you're saying though. Like what you just said is like somewhat relevant to this analogy that I'm thinking of, but cannot think of. But
Yeah.
yeah, I like the cold. Let's just leave it at that. I like cold.
Just cold, cold. You open up the freezer, that's what it feels like outside. That's a good way to put it.
There you
So
go.
we're heating up a little bit though now, and like I said, we're getting ready to heat up. Some things are changing, by the way, guys. We are no longer Garage Guys NASCAR podcast. We are now Dale Boys NASCAR podcast with Dale Tanhardt and Dale Bettit, because I'm going full Dale Jarrett and he is full Dale Earnhardt, and so he's Dale Tanhardt. I'm Dale Bettit, and we're Dale Boys NASCAR Boys podcast now.
Hey, if you're accustomed to the name Garage Guys, I'm sorry, but we made this difficult decision yesterday actually, and we think that the Dale branding is better. We think it will attract more rednecks. We don't do very well with the redneck audience. We need to do better with the rednecks. So yeah, that's what it's going to be from now on. So I hope you can appreciate it and learn to live with it.
That's it. Because when you get on your phone, no one Googles NASCAR. They Google Dale because that's what they know. Or Jeff. But we don't fuck with Jeffs. We're just Dales here. JK, guys. JK, we're just kidding. We're not.
Yeah, we're just kidding. I love Jeff Gordon, as you can see behind me. But you gave it away with the Jeff thing. Of course, people are going to be like, what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, but see, that's good. The people that listen to this podcast know how it really goes.
Yeah, that was dry as fuck, but I didn't hate it.
I like that flag. Where'd you get it?
Yeah, this sat over my bed for the first like 20 years of my life. Well, 19. Yeah, 19, 20 years of my life in my bedroom. And I've been tired of like this black curtain. I've had I was like, dude, I got to have something cool behind me, like for once in a while. Like I have a cool setup, sick stuff. You can't see it with the way my desk is laid out. So you see my Greg Biffle car, but there's not enough room in this Zoom square. So I was like, I'll put my flag back here, cover up some of the sun that's beaming in, and not just the same old black blinds that I'm kind of tired of.
Are the green blinds as you've come accustomed to lately as well? Or has that moved since I've last been over there?
Yeah, the green screen works better in a different area. No, you know, the green screen is like in the kitchen area.
Yeah.
There's so much more space in there. Is that what you're talking about? The green screen?
Yeah. So where are you at right now?
There's way more space and better lighting.
Where are you at right now in the Mississippi Boys clubhouse? Where are you at right now? You have like a TikTok house, but it's not really.
This is like the den. This is like the den. Like the couches are over here. TV is like up here, and then this is the other side of the den. There used to be a different couch here.
Yeah, it looks so different because I'm just so used to seeing the green screen. So it's gone.
I feel like I hadn't had the green screen up here in a while though. I feel like all the interviews we did with like Ricky and Blaney and whoever else and Kyle, I had the black blinds up.
Yeah, you did on that time. Maybe it's just because the last time I saw you, I was over there, it was there, and then also when you raced in the World 600.
There you go. That was probably it. Yep. Obviously. I did put it up for the World 600. Forgot about that.
That's it. Well, either way it goes, I do like the flag there. I have to get some more. If you look up top, you know, I've always had this wall. Nobody ever sees what's above this though. You know, we keep Dale up there. So Dale's up there. So
he's looking chunky in that picture.
Mm-hmm. That was a little chunky.
Almost doesn't even look like him.
Yeah, he's up there in spirit. He watches down on us. You can't see him, but we can. Kind of like Santa Claus or God. So that's why he's there. But yeah, so that's catching up with Chase and Dale. We just caught up. It was good. I hope you enjoyed that.
I had the Omicron.
Oh yeah, the Transformer.
Yeah, it infiltrated my body and transformed me into a stronger immune system person. If
How
that makes
many?
any sense at all.
So if you were to like cut your finger and like sling your blood on someone, would they become a transformer?
No, they wouldn't. Not contagious with the transformer anymore.
Damn, nothing's as easy as like the way Stan Lee wrote about in Marvel comic books. Like you would think that you would be able to
R.I.P.
get superhuman powers.
I know. Like, I wish. I think of like Spider Man. I would want to like get bit by a spider and then be like, because I always wake up like it's like really common to get bit by a spider in the middle of the night. Like I read some crazy stat that was like the average person swallows like 8 spiders in their lifetime or something. Yeah, maybe it's insects, but I'm sure some of those are spiders. So like,
This is
you
straight
ever wake up
spiders.
with a bite? Like I'm like, it has to be from a spider. I'm like,
Yeah.
nothing. Just
Luckily,
shooting
we
blanks.
have just wood spiders. So like literally, we just like can stand like trees and be still like trees. So that's the
Right.
only powers we got. So maybe we did get powers. But Spider-Man does have like spider senses. Like you have Dale senses. Like so when it comes to like betting. So it's kind of a superpower.
I know. I was right about to say that if you weren't going to hit it. Like we do have superpowers. The superpowers of predicting winners and winning money in the NASCAR auto racing world. So
Yep.
that's
All
what
we
we
had
should.
to do was get ran over by a race car going 100 miles an hour.
Yep, happen to both of us.
Mm-hmm. Changed our lives forever.
So let's get into that then. We've
Yeah,
been
let's
talking about bullshit for us like an hour right now.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
fun though. It's
It
fun though.
is. It's
But I'm
it's
sure
always
whoever's
good.
watching this is like, God damn, will you guys start talking about fucking NASCAR like you said you would?
Whoever's
We're
in the
working
car
on
is
it.
loving it. they're just chilling out with us. But yeah, so 2022 is going to be a big year. Let's move into talking about just what events we have coming up so far. Obviously, a lot of things are going to change for the past 2 years, which feels like it's been forever. And so many people that listen to the show and that we've met during this, like, kind of got into NASCAR through us. And we appreciate the Garage fam that has done that, and everybody else that's brought new people into the show, into these circles, and just into the NASCAR space in general. It's a part of, it's something bigger than just Garage Guys. It's about the culture of racing and NASCAR growing. So we're excited for it. But you guys that are new to it have been into it for a year or two. You guys really only know where they draw for position, and we're moving back into qualifying. For everybody that's been listening, this has been NASCAR fans, we remember the days of qualifying and practice. All that's coming back now with the new next gen car. So it's going to change up some things for betting and for DFS going into this year. And I think the one that's probably most pressing would be betting. And Dale and I were discussing it a little bit. And we kind of want to talk a little bit about that with you guys, like of some things to kind of expect this year with this practice and qualifying, some pros and some cons with it. One of the biggest pros, I think, when we did have practice and qualifying last year was during the Indy 500 weekend, when you were able to analyze some stuff with Larson and you were able to just bankroll. Well, for one, whoever the fucking book was fucked up real bad, putting him at plus 700. But yeah, it just kind of go into that a little bit of what we can expect for betting and for odds with practice and qualifying return, Dale.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be more difficult. It's not going to be as easy as last year because that's a good example. Because that week, I remember on Monday of that week when the opening odds came out, I told everybody, I was like, you got to hammer Kyle Larson right now. DraftKings and everybody had him at that 600 to 700 number. And that was insane because of the speed that he's had on mile and a half. And I was like, it doesn't matter. Practice qualifying does not matter. You need to hammer Kyle Larson right now. And on the legitimate sports books that kept up with the practice speeds and the qualifying, they would drop him down. I think on race day, he had dropped down to 300. 250, 300 because he was just blinding fast. Some books did not keep up with that and left him at 600, and he went out there and just put on a clinic in the Coke 600 and just beat the shit out of everybody. And that's a big payday. It's going to be a little different here this year because Hendrick Motorsports accumulated such a massive advantage at the mile and a half last year partially because of no practice and qualifying. Like after we had a sample size of 7 or 8 races, the chatter was like Hendrick Motorsports is going to be fast again. And because there was no practice or qualifying, they just had an immediate edge over everybody else, especially with Kyle Larson. But there were multiple 1.5 mile races where they all ran in the top 5 or all ran in the top 10. Larson leading the way, Elliott running second. And with this year, it's going to be harder because it's going to feel like, I think it's literally going to be feeling it out for the first 8 to 10 weeks. You have Daytona and Talladega in there that are the wild cards to shake everything up. I think Bristol Dirt, I got the schedule pulled up here. Bristol Dirt is up in there in the first. Let's see. Bristol Dirt it's about the 10th race of the season, mid-April. So with practice and qualifying every single week, as guys like us who write the articles, have the articles out on Thursday, have our preview show out Thursday or Friday, we're going to have to make adjustments throughout the weekend based off of speeds, because betting on NASCAR back in 2018 and 2019, when I started betting on it, my biggest indicator was what happened in practice or what happened in qualifying that caught my eye, and looking at those numbers that made me be like, okay, this is going to be the guy to beat this weekend. So I think when it comes down to Saturday or Sunday, could be easier, but your odds are going to be a little shittier, because there might be a clear-cut favorite by Sunday morning who everybody's like blistering in practice, blistering in qualifying, lap averages were there. This is the guy to beat. DraftKings could really shake people down to like plus 150, plus 200 favorites, which you didn't see very often this past year. The only times you did see that were with Kyle Larson because of his speed that was so consistent throughout the year. So I think, to sum that up, the first 8 to 10 races of the season are definitely going to be feeling it out, because I think there's going to be more parity than there was in 2020. I know the first 8 to 10 races of 2020 were kind of sporadic with winners, but throughout the season, Hendrick Motorsports was dominant, with Bowman winning a lot of races, Larson winning a lot of races, Elliott won 2 or 3 races on the road courses. I think this season, the first 8 to 10 weeks is going to be feeling it out, seeing who's better, who's jumped the curve with this new car. And I didn't even touch on that. The fact that we have a brand new race car, a brand new aero package.
That's the big one.
So my brain isn't a pretzel, as Cal Naughton said in Talladega Nights. A brain is wrapped up like a pretzel, trying to diagnose everything with all the new elements we're going to see in 2022. So from a betting perspective, we're just need to take it easy and wait for a little while. Daytona is going to be a shit show. We know that. The season starts at Auto Club Speedway. So.
Yeah, a beautiful shit show, though. I think odds have been out for the Daytona 500. I'm sure that they're kind of constantly changing week to week. But I think Caesars Sportsbook was the first book to put out odds for the 500. They had Aaron Amarola or Alex Amarola.
Yeah,
there,
Alex Amarola.
Yeah. Shout out to Alex Amarola, the man that doesn't exist, but probably does somewhere in the world. But yeah, you can get dicey with it. And I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing to throw some stuff down, but I think that the big thing is, like you said, these books are going to be shaking people down, man. So it's like, if you want to get those good odds to where, we had some winners last year, plus 1,600, the plus 1,000 or more, it's going to be a lot more difficult to do that. And you're going to have to be a lot more riskier with that to get, some of these guys those odds. Like, if you just have a good feeling that, I feel like it's going to come down to knowing more of the man and not so much the machine, the driver and not so much the machine. And that's kind of what the whole point of these cars were supposed to be, was, letting some of these drivers show more of their talent and having these cars be a little bit more, out the box and ready to roll, and not so much, teetering or putting a lug nut that was a kilogram lighter than another one. So it's going to be fun, but the risk factor is going to come into play a little bit harder. But that's where, we're here to tell you guys that, and we'll hammer this all season long. Don't worry. If you missed it here, we're going to keep telling you, you've got to be staying up to date with, updates, practice, qualifying, any news that we're putting out, our tweets. That's why we stress that every week, give us a follow at Garage Guy Chase, at Dale Tanhardt. We're going to be keeping you guys in the know. It's our job and that's what we do. And with DFS, I feel like this is going to be a good year for DFS because, these salaries get released a little bit early before practice and qualifying. I'm not really 100% sure what they're going to do this year, but I'm speculating it's not going to be any different than it has been. We're going to get these salaries released, and then practice qualifying happens, and then you're able to just to scroll the list and just find the edges, and there's going to be a ton of edges in there building these lineups and constructing. So, as we continue on the next month, before the 500 is always a toss up in DFS. You just literally make as many lineups as you can, hope for the best. Same with betting. You put your money down on some drivers that you think are good or that that are good on super speedways, or just have a little luck. But Auto Club, like he said, that's where you dig a little more in the stats, and you're able to find a little bit more meat and potatoes in some places that some people might not look. And then just having the advantage of knowing to go and look at something on Sunday before, lineups lock, and because a lot of people are going to be forgetting. So there's just a lot of pros and some cons, but mostly pros to this returning. Plus,
I don't know. I mean, when it comes to competition, just the standpoint of competition in NASCAR, absolute pro, absolute. Like there's no cons. Like I don't think there's anybody. If there is, it's a very, very small crowd that enjoyed just race on Sunday and that's it.
Yeah, who did that? Yeah, I mean, we were like that as kids. They're children. That's the ones that don't watch this show are not
practice
supposed
and qualifying. Yeah, I mean, practice and qualifying is such a critical part of racing, and it never felt right, even that it was basically 2 years. We saw some qualifying last year at the road courses and at Nashville and the Coke 600 and the big races. But it still never felt right. So I'm really happy that it's back. The biggest shit show in all this for both of us, and this can apply to the DFS side, is, like I said, the ultimate point of everything I was saying is we're going to be writing and pumping out content regarding betting and DFS middle of the week. So there's chances that every single week we're going to pump out, early plays, early guesses based off of the analytics that we'll have and the statistics we'll use. And come Saturday evening, we might completely have to restructure that and be like, well, what you just read on Wednesday may not work because he qualified 32nd. His average, his 10-lap average was 29th. And now I don't think this guy is a factor to win at all.
Yeah.
But we talked about this earlier too. Like when you look at your opening odds, you could have that feeling and use those stats from track history, driver history, and be like, oh, Kevin Harvick's plus 1,200, like at Atlanta, he's going to fucking skull fuck everybody this weekend. And then qualifying and practice comes around and he's slower than hell. And then you're going to be like, well, damn, I just put $50 on that and it's probably out the window. So there's just so many elements that make this, at least for the first 5 to 10 weeks of the season, it's going to be a shit show until there's like a balance to kind of figure out what this package and what the practice and qualifying element is going to bring back.
Yeah, we're going to be on our job, but this is where you guys have to be on your job, because we're going to be at some of these races. We're going to be rushing back to get to the computer to let you guys know this information. And so a lot of that happens a lot of time. We'll put things out. Someone listens to it one time and they might not follow us. They may not, keep up with articles or be subscribed or anything like that. And then they're like, hey, you fucked me. And it's like, no, you didn't go back and look and read. So
read the updates. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where that is very important. You brought up Kevin Harvick skull fucking people at Atlanta. Made me think about they had some testing in Atlanta. That track looks fucking good, man. That track looks good, dude. Have you seen it?
Yeah. I mean, everybody's talking about it, but I've grown up through plenty of repaves and they've never been good. Repaves are not good. There's too much grip. And with Atlanta, the banking is the banking looks ridiculous. I mean, they literally are trying to turn that into a mini Daytona / Talladega.
It's Atlantona.
And I hate that. I think most people hate it, but I mean, it's a new thing. Another new thing we have to look into for the season. They're using the 510 horsepower, like 10-inch spoiler, super restricted engine and race car for that race. So it's going to be a shit show. You have Daytona and Talladega. I mean, that's going to be your mini Daytona Talladega from what it looks like. So
imagine though that it's a successful product, and then like you start seeing all these intermediates repaving like that. Then we just go into just
we would just, if that happens, we would just reverse course and go back to the aero package we had last year, and it would just be ultimate sadness.
Or they could just run 670 on that son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's what I would do. But regardless of what package you run there's going to be so much grip at that racetrack. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I mean, with the package, I would think it would be pack racing because the horsepower coming down even more than last year, and just with what they're doing with the race car. But brand new car, who knows what's going to happen? I mean,
it looked nice. It looked really nice. I mean, I know reef paves
don't be fooled. It's going to suck.
Yeah, we'll see. I will say this though, event wise, it's looking like Atlanta's really taking that turn to be more of that big event track, which I love. Outside of racing, just for the culture itself. So, hope that it's always been my dream to just like watch Outcast perform at a NASCAR race, and so I have a lot of dreams. Many say I'm a dreamer. I'm not the only one. I'm the only person that ever said that. John Lennon didn't say it was me. But I think that for an entertainment standpoint, it's going to be really awesome. And I hope that more tracks do follow suit, especially Kansas and their stupid laws about not being able to bet on sports with a casino right by the track. So that's one.
That is crazy. I'm sure, hopefully that will change within the next 2 years.
That'll open the floodgates for Kansas, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much of it would be a benefit. There's no doubt there's no reason why they wouldn't have sports betting at their own casino. That is crazy.
It's Kansas.
Excuse me. Because I mean, going to Dover and going to their casino and being able to bet on the race was awesome. And then just walk into the track, really cool.
It was the best. And imagine if you could do that. Obviously not every track needs a casino by it, but for the ones that do have them, it's like make it as just fun as possible. And have that there, because I think that was one of that may be, I won't say it's the main element that made me love Dover, but it was definitely in the top 3. I'll say that much. And I can't wait to go back to Dover this year.
Just that Dover. I mean, I don't know what our expectations were heading to Dover, because
not good.
We had left Darlington, and Darlington was really cool. I mean, if you've been to Darlington, Darlington's is a fun place to go watch a race. Especially a triple header weekend,
and the throwback
weekend. So going to Dover, we didn't know what to expect, and Dover, just that whole little city around the track, is really cool.
And the people,
it's sick. So
a lot of Jersey guys. Didn't know there was a lot of Jersey people that fucked with NASCAR, Pennsylvania and Jersey.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's crazy. Like, you don't realize how close. We're not from the East Coast, so you don't realize how close Pennsylvania and Maryland and Dover really are to the Carolinas. That is what blew my mind. And when I say close, 6 hours, 5-6 hours? That for me, as much driving and traveling as we went, that's pretty fucking close. Because Darlington and Charlotte is 10 hours from where we're at. So, yeah.
It's fun, and I love the people. I can't wait to go. I definitely already know where we're staying. That back lot, we will walk to the track. I have no problem, or drive, whatever. But we're staying in that back lot. That's where it's at. That's Dover Dago back there.
Yeah. It's not our fault that didn't happen, but we didn't be going to a new track. We just did what we heard was cool, But there's this one lot in Dover. I can't remember what number it is, but it's
I want to say it's 9. I want to say it's lot 9, maybe.
I thought it was lot 2, but it's behind the track, and it is just at night. It is the ultimate nightlife spot that's similar to what you would see at Talladega, with the tailgates and bars, the bars people set up. It's cool. It's super cool. So
can't wait.
Over. Got to go there. Can't remember what lot it is. I think it's lot 2. He thinks it's lot 9. There's no fucking telling. We'll have to go back to find out.
It's the Dover Dega lot. That's what we brand it as. It's Dover Dega. So yeah, do that, and then we'll play some casino games with you guys. But all right, so we talked a little bit briefly. We're obviously going to have a lot more stuff coming out. Dale's going to be putting together a betting education video. I'm going to be putting together a DFS education video. We're both going to be, kind of teeter and totter. And there's some things that we have that we want to do in those videos. So I'm sure that Dale will be one of the example people in mine, and I'll be one of the example people in his, and we're going to have some fun with it. So be on the lookout for those, and we'll be dropping those on YouTube. May just rip the audio and put it on podcast form as well, and put it up on some websites. Toby Christie, it might be a good thing to watch while you're at a Hooters. Shout out to Hooters, by the way. Thought we weren't gonna put that plug in here. JK, right now, if you get over to Hooters and use promo code Garage Guys, you can save $10 on any order, $30 or more when you order off HootersToGo.com or the Hooters app. Dale has a photograph right here. If you look in Dale's box, if you're on YouTube, Dale's going to put this close to the screen. All you got to do right now is take a screenshot, okay? And then let your phone do the work. It's a smartphone. That's going to take you right where you need to go, okay?
$10 free off. I mean, think about that. You're going to take the $10 from this screenshot right here. It'll take you straight to the app. Yeah. You're going to take the $10 that you save when you use this right here. We're going to go put it on. We're going to put it on Ryan Blaney to win the Daytona 500. And you're going to win $120 probably. That's why we want to talk about Daytona. I know we're skipping the Clash here, but early favorite to win the Daytona 500, Ryan Blaney.
Yeah.
And on DraftKings right now, you can grab him at plus 1,200. Who knows where that line is going to go? But $10.
There you go. And you just got an early pick. You just got an early pick right there. The Hamilton
right
pick.
Off the bat.
We'll call it the Hooters Hamilton. The Hooters Hamilton pick. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, if you take 100 of these, it'll be worth $1,000 you saved. So there's that. Okay. So remember that. And it's only valid at participating locations for delivery and carry out orders only. Dale, did I do that math correctly?
What math? When did you use math? When was math used?
Exactly. Doesn't even matter.
We were very unorganized. We hadn't done this in a while. We were shaking the rust off. You think we practice this? No, we don't. We just do it. So yeah, no, we did it backwards, but yeah. It's okay. So $10 off your next order, $30 or more. That's delivery or carry out. And then he said, fine print guy, Dale Jarrett, fine print.
Mm-hmm. Now you want to do your fine print? Yeah,
you do the fine one more time. You did it, but do it again.
I did. I was wondering if you wanted to do it.
Oh yeah, I'll do it. Valid at participating locations for delivery and carry out orders only. $10 off at Hooters.
That's 2 fine prints you just got on this episode. You're not going to get that anywhere else.
That's like a 3-minute ad too. Yeah, we're really trying to ingrain it into your brain to start off 2022.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the only way. So now that we've done that, we've talked a little bit about betting. We've let people know what to expect. I think that this has been a good one, and I think we should close it out with something fun to talk about. It is January. We have betting. We're still doing 69 with Dale. How many days do we have until the Busch Clash in LA?
Yeah, I got to do that pick, and I know what my pick is. I think we're at 32 days to the Busch Clash.
Okay,
we're at 46 to the 500.
There we go.
Yeah, the pick is going to be, if you're watching this, we'll get a clip out. We'll use this as a clip. Get this out soon, maybe. No, I might just do another one. I don't know how long editing is going to take. Warriors, Mavericks over 213 points. That's the pick, 69 with Dale. So,
boom.
Can you get this clip out in time?
Yeah, look, I'm going to, as soon as we get done recording this, sorry if you're listening or watching this, I'm just talking to Dale. As soon as we get done, I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send it straight to you, and you can put it out. We might just put this whole part out. Who knows? All right.
Yeah.
You ready?
Well, yeah, we got to wrap
podcast. You ready to get back?
Yeah, I'm back. The game's at 6:30, and it's what time? It's 5 right now.
It's 5 right now. Yeah. Well, we're about to be done anyway, so we'll do it. All right, back to the podcast. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back.
NASCAR.
Welcome back to NASCAR. So before we go, like you said, we have 46 days to the Daytona 500. There's a ton of time. We have no idea what's going to happen. It's time for us to give you some of our way too fucking early, bold predictions for the 2022 NASCAR season. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to do 3, and you have 3 as well.
3 for Dale.
Yeah, we'll try to keep the context as short as possible, just because we'll probably use this on social media. Just trying to be transparent. So let's go ahead and start it off. Dale, would you like to do the honors of leading us into bold predictions?
Way too early bold predictions. Prediction number 1, and some people could debate if this is like super bold or not. I think it is. I don't know. This would probably be the least bold of my 3. I think Christopher Bell wins multiple races this season. I think Christopher Bell wins at least 2 races on the year. No sophomore slump for C. Bell. The talent is there. The team is there. I think, he's a potential all-star in NASCAR. So I think Christopher Bell, minimum of 2 wins on the season.
Okay, that I feel like that's kind of a conservative bold.
Yeah,
it's still
absolutely.
bold. It's still bold. 2 wins for sure. He got 1 last year, brand new car, 2-time. I'm gonna stay with you in the Dirt Boys category, and I'm gonna go. My first bold prediction is gonna be that Tyler Red Dog Reddick makes it to the round of 8 in the 2022 NASCAR playoffs. I say this just because it just smells like he has just been he's Red Dog. He's just barking. He sends that son of a bitch. He likes to wheel, and this is a wheelman's car. And I think that this is the year that we see RCR have a little bit of a shoulder nudging to kind of reclaim some territory. We got a new Chevy team coming in with Colleague. It's getting a little packed out there. So, you got to kind of let people know where you stand. And I think this is going to be a good year for RCR to do that. And I think Tyler Reddick's going to be the driver to do that. Will he go more than the round of 8? I don't know, but I feel like that's pretty bold because a lot of people don't think that is even a possibility.
Yeah, I think like mine, it's a conservative bold because everybody is kind of waiting on him to break out. I think there's an advantage here with RCR because they were the first ones to start testing with this car. So I think that could help with an advantage. And obviously the horsepower, low downforce, you would think would benefit him because he's just a wheelman. So I like that one. I think he'll for sure win a race this year. I think that is a take it to the bank. Reddick will be a winner. For my second pick, way too early bold prediction, I think that Eric Jones will win a race for Richard Petty / GMS and make the playoffs, which comes with a win. And I think one of the biggest things that could make that happen is Dave Ellens. Dave Ellens has been the crew chief for Junior Motorsports number 9 car for the past like 5 or 6 years. Was with Noah Gragson. Dude is a genius. Dude's won a lot of championships over there with Junior Motorsports. So I think he's going to bring some extra smarts, extra brain, and an extra horsepower to that team in 2022. So Eric Jones makes the playoffs and wins at least 1 race is my second bold prediction.
That's a good bold prediction because that's something that we have not seen in years. I mean, I think the last win for Richard Petty was what? Was it Eric Almirola?
It was Eric Almirola in 2014 at Daytona, I believe, which was a rained out race. They win once every, like, on average, Richard Petty wins like once every 6, 7, 8 years in that 43 car. Marcus Ambrose won some races for them, but it wasn't the 43. So yeah,
I'm just going to say, sorry to interrupt it. I'm just really hoping to see that change, especially now that they're back to a 2-car team with GMS kind of entering the game. The 42's in.
That 42 looks good, man. The 42 looks really good. But Ty Dillon, he we'll see. But Eric Jones is the guy who's won races before. He can get it done. So, and with Dave Ellens there, they could be a dangerous team.
Kind of excited about it. I love, like I said, I was a huge fan, always been a fan of the Petty font. The number font, so I'm Obviously, the history, everything that he's done for the sport. So glad to see that that's come around. My second one is going to be that Chase Elliott will win. That is, win first place every race that he runs the Hooters paint scheme. And you may think that Hooters paid us to say this, but they didn't. This is real talk. There is an energy to that paint scheme. And it's not just because they sponsor us. It's always been there. I've always been a fan of it. We were longtime fans of Hooters before Hooters came into the lives of Garage Guys. And the reason that I feel like this is bold, it would have been an easy one if I would have said he wins these races and you find out it's Road America, Indy Road Course, and Watkins Glen. These are all three oval races. So it will be Worldwide Technology in St. Louis, which is a first-time oval race for Cup for 2022 that we'll see. Second is going to be in Bristol, which he almost did win. The third one will be Las Vegas in the fall. So Hooters has a stack of races for Chase Elliott to run, and I think he wins all three of them.
That's very bold because the chances of that happening are very, very slim. But I'm with you. I'll ride that one with you for sure. Why not? Hooters is going to bring electricity in 2022. Can't wait to see their paint scheme. Still waiting on that. So I don't know if they're going to have the night owl, if they're changing it, but they had tweeted, like, asked what everybody thought about it. Mixed responses. They seem like they don't even know what they're doing. So that'll be cool. Can't wait. But for my third and final, way too early bold prediction, I think Kurt Busch wins 3 races in 2022. 3.
There's been a lot of talk.
Which, to put that in to justify how bold that is, Kurt Busch has not won 3 races since 2005. So my argument
RP
here,
car?
though, what's that?
Rubbermaid Sharpie days, Kurt Busch?
Oh yeah, Rubbermaid, Sharpie, Crown Royal was on that car. Who else was on that car? Irwin Tools. They had some good paint schemes on that 97. Anyway,
I remember the Crown Royal Jack. I always wanted Boyer and Bush to get into it.
Dude, that Crown Royal purple was beautiful. I love that car. Love that car. But my biggest justification for this is Kurt Busch he's driven every manufacturer there is except for Toyota. All right. This is MJ's second year in NASCAR with the Toyota. Bubba Wallace got a win last year at Talladega, as we all remember. Toyotas are fast, okay? Toyotas have been running NASCAR over the past 5 years, essentially, with the amount of championships they've won up until Elliott and Kyle Larson won in 2020 and 21. But Toyota has been superb in NASCAR over the past decade. They're lightning fast. Kurt Busch has never driven a Toyota. I think this could be a severely dangerous combo for the rest of the field with Kurt Busch and the MJ45. I think Kurt Busch wins 3 races this year. And that is, you can't tell me that's not bold at all. When it happens,
very bold. Like, he's never driven a Toyota, like, in life. Like, has he ever driven, like, a rental car? Toyota?
Oh, well, I mean, how the fuck am I supposed to know that? I mean,
we got to ask him.
We should, yeah. Yeah, that's a good question to ask him. Have you ever driven Toyota, period? Like, ever? Until
Can't
this
wait
year?
for Media Day. Media Day at Daytona is going to be great.
He's probably already got himself like a Supra or something nice, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But before 2022, I don't know. But yeah, Kurt Busch, under Toyota powered race car engine, teammate of Bubba Wallace, driving for Denny Hamlin, MJ, 3 wins. 3 wins. Let's go.
I'll say that's bold because I would not have ever said that. I wouldn't have said 1. I don't know. It's there's a lot of, it just seems like there's a lot of hype. When there's a lot of hype around something, you're kind of like, but it's, I don't know. All right, here's
Not a bad
one.
argument.
So you go 3 wins. My last bold prediction is going to only result in 1 win, but it's the driver and the team that make it bold. Corey Lejoy will win 1 race in 2022. Yeah.
I think Spire. I think he'll be closer than last year. They had some spirited runs, no doubt, in 2021.
They did, and that's what kind of brings me to this. We have seen Corey go from, running the 32, the Ford, and we always know at super speedways he finds a way to try to get up and around, but things always kind of happen. And he's had some good finishes here, and then he's had some where you have to send it all the way and see what happens. And a lot of these guys in these smaller teams, that's what they end up doing. So the super speedways have always been their biggest plays. Well, then up until last year, now we're seeing Corey run top 20 at a couple of tracks that we had never seen before. So
a lot of tracks.
A
lot of non-super speedways. He ran top 20.
Yeah. So
I think
just that alone for me right there, it's like, it's still bold because of the name and the team, I feel like, but because of that instant progression. I mean, dude, he was running 12th at Martinsville until he got popped on pit road. Like, just seeing that alone right there, like, lets me know, because like I know Corey's a good driver, and I feel like a lot of us do. And Corey's made his case about how, if I had better equipment, more souped up equipment, I would be running a lot better. And so it's like, well, now everything's kind of a level playing field. He's been one of the first advocates for this. And I'm not the only one that feels this way. I actually heard that Michael Waltrip said to look out for Corey Lejoy this year as well. He didn't say he'll win a race, but he said look out for him. I just think this is going to be a great year for Corey.
I think it will easily be his best year, no doubt. And with his next gen car, it is supposed to. And I feel like NASCAR always says this when they have new stuff, but it is legitimately supposed to narrow that gap between the top and the bottom teams. And it's funny because Spire was like a joke a couple years ago. Like they came in as like they're like a driver agency that joined NASCAR, and people said they were just doing it just to make a profit. And then they actually won a race with Justin Haley at Daytona. So that win was huge for them. And now they're a 2-car team that we know there's one full time. We don't know if the 77's full time. I think they will be. And they're running top 20, very competitive throughout the season. So I think when it comes to a win, I think they're a year away, maybe 2 years away. But I definitely think this will be a good year for Corey Lejoy. Top 25 in points, maybe top 20 in points, but a win. It is hard to win in NASCAR, especially with where Spire's at. But who knows, man? This next gen is supposed to narrow the gap between the top and the bottom. So,
hey, man,
a bold prediction.
This is the way I see it. You got 4 super speedway races in a year, man, and now Atlanta. Rock and roll.
Who knows what Atlanta's going to be like?
Who knows? Hey, at least I didn't say Kevin Harvick would go winless. So, I don't think that happens either. I think Homeboy's about to come back for the revenge tour.
Yeah,
just a little extra.
He's going to be pissed off this year. Yeah, I think Harvick. I think Harvick will be in the Final Four, and we talked about that before the show. That, I mean, you said that you were like
not that bold though.
Yeah, you were like, I think that's not bold enough, and I was like, yeah, probably not. I think a lot of people think he's going to go off. So yeah,
SHR has been they spent their entire year last year like working and focusing on this new car. Like we about to see, and like they just had the Eric Amarola. He got a new crew chief. I saw. I don't really pay attention.
Drew Blickett Surfer. He won the 500 with McDowell last year. So
yeah,
that'll be interesting.
Ever since Amarola just had a PS5 that he was trying to sell and not give away, and nobody ever answered that if he was hacked or not. I think Eric Amarola was literally trying to sell a PlayStation 5 on Twitter.
I think he was too. Bad look. God, that's a bad look.
Yeah, man.
Bad look. I don't.
Like, do you know how many times I get shit that I want to keep or that I would love to sell, but I know better?
I feel like any other driver would have done that as a giveaway to like help grow followers and just be, I don't know. It's bizarre. Really fucking bizarre.
Oh, Eric.
Yeah. I don't know.
Special kid. Special guy. All right. Well, that's our bold predictions. We want to know what your bold predictions are. Hit us up in the comments here on YouTube, or go over to Twitter if you're listening to this on the podcast. Tweet at us at Garage Guy Chase, at Dale Tanhardt. Let us know what your bold prediction for 2022 is. We really want to know, and we'll respond to them. We'll talk about them. I'm excited about it. But yeah, also if you're on YouTube, be sure to hit us with a like, subscribe, comment below. Trying to grow this thing here. And if you're listening on the podcast, rate, review, and subscribe. It helps us to continue to grow so that we can do what we've done in Australia in other places. So shout out to that. But other than that, this has been a show. We're getting ready for Super Speedway testing. We'll see you guys next week. Might have some garage talks coming up. But other than that, the only thing I can say at this point is new year, and we're not far away from another NASCAR season. So I'm excited.
Getting closer and closer, baby. It's going to be fun.
That's it. All
Can't
right, guys.
fucking wait.
Well, look, flash that bad boy one more time underneath there. Hooters, NASCAR, Garage Guys. All right. Know it, feel it, learn it. We're going to come up with a new slogan for this year, but for now, sports, profit, repeat, and we'll see you later.
It's the Garage Guys. 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 It's the Garage Guys.